the first video I've ever tried making, but I thought this might be some information that some of you may be interested in. I've been looking up this myself. I got a 2012 Chevrolet Avalanche with LTZ with the 5.3 liter LC9 all aluminum block engine in it. I've decided over the past year and a half or so to put in some bolt-ons to just increase a little bit of power and a little bit of fuel economy along the way if I could. And I've seen some noticeable results. Probably the biggest thing is when I put a 3-inch exhaust on. But I'll kind of list through some of the things I want to do. But I'm on my way to the dyno tuner right now, and I want to see what I can tweak out of this this vehicle just with some simple bolt-ons. Some of the things that I have done.
Interchange on the right.
I have done is I've added the cold air intake, which seems about everybody does. That was one of the first things I did. I did put in some new iridium plugs and spark plug wires. Tried some MAS coils off of Amazon that were just junk. Had to put the originals back in. I mean, I had a lot of the engine breaking up and everything else. I put a Gibson 3-inch single-side exhaust cap back. That's probably where I noticed the most difference. Well, I know cruising on the interstate, you get on a hill, the truck would downshift quite a bit on even sometimes what I consider some of the simplest hills. I didn't notice as much downshifting, so I know I gained some horsepower and torque there, but I don't know how much I gained. And then I just recently went ahead and I put shorty headers. I put the JBA shorty headers, ceramic coated headers on it. I did also added the throttle body spacer to the cold air intake. So I'm going to head down to the dyno and see what I get to the wheels. Now I know this truck was rated at 320 horsepower and 335 pounds of torque from the engine. Gas mileage was rated at 15, city, 21 highway. I have not seen anything ever close to 21. Probably the best I've ever got on any short trip was probably maybe 18. I probably averaged 15, but I've also recently seen as low as 12. And some of that was due to the fact that my fuel composition ratio was off. I had to get the dealership to send it, which saying that my alcohol content was 35%. And that threw the fuel trims off, so I was getting error codes for fuel bank being too rich. And so they made those adjustments, but I've still never quite seen my fuel economy come back up like I did before. So I'm probably not even quite getting 15 right now. So I'm hoping with some tuning, with everything that I've done, I can get a little bit better performance out of the truck. I know it's a truck. I'm not trying to get 30 miles a gallon out of it. I love my Avalanche. I bought it back in August of 2019. I'm the second owner. This truck spent its whole life in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm here in South Carolina. I'm on my way to CPR Performance to do a dyno tune. And we'll see what we can get out of it. And I will try to add some videos of the tuning and dyno process and try to give you the numbers that I get and kind of my reactions to it. There's not going to be a whole lot of editing in this. The video is what it is, but I hope it's some information that you find useful. Thank you. Okay, I've made it here to CPR Performance Parts here in West Columbia, South Carolina. Just kind of give you a little bit of what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for basically an 87 octane performance tune. Be driving it just pretty much as a daily driver most of the time. I do tend to potentially be able to tow. I'm restoring an old classic 1968 Firebird convertible that I eventually probably like to be able to tow on a car trailer, maybe a camper, utility trailer, or whatever. And I have family that live in Pennsylvania, so I do some pretty long drives. I want to be able to take the truck, instead of my daily commuter car. So we're just going to see what we can get out of it and go from there. finished a dyno a little while back. I've been out driving the truck around a little bit. Definitely much smoother. You look at the curves, it kind of leveled out the horsepower curves. I was initially a little disappointed in the numbers, only because of what I had seen on other YouTube videos and supposedly what people were getting. Talking to the dyno tech, you know, he was basically saying that, you know, those numbers are unrealistic. I mean, even with built motors, you know, you're not going to get over that 300 horsepower to the wheels, you know, especially on a long truck where you kind of lose, you know, you got a lot of losses in the drivetrain. We did end up getting about a 35 horsepower and a 35 torque gain from when he initially started. His first run before making any changes, it was 212 horsepower at 82 miles per hour. After about the sixth final run, we got 247 horse at 93 miles per hour. And it just kind of let you all know, they run their dyno in third gear up to 100 miles per hour. He said they stopped doing fourth gear dyno work because they were actually dropping drive shafts out of trucks. So they will not do fourth gear pulls in trucks anymore at this shop. They do third gear pulls up to 100 miles per hour. Apparently they've had 3 or 4 incidents in the past year and a half of that. Prior to that, they never had any problems. It's something new with some of the trucks. So torque wise, it was 247 initial at 69 miles per hour. We were able to get it up to 282 at 66 miles per hour. Like I said, my expectations might have been a little unrealistic, just only because of what I had saw in other videos, but the truck is definitely handling much better. It's shifting much better. It's so much smoother. Could I have done a lot of this with just a tune? Possibly. I look at it this way, even if I put all the money that I put into Bolt-Ons and built the motor, I was going to need some of these add-ons later, you know, the exhaust and headers and so forth. So I'll put down in the comments, you know, or down in the description of, you know, what I put on it, kind of what my costs were, you know, and my costs, you know, for the tuning and dynoing today. You know, and I can tell you right now, I'm definitely over $2,000 spent, and I've been doing this on a budget. I've been really shopping and comparing, and I'm not going after the high-end stuff. You know, again, this is my daily driver, but again, I wasn't going for the lowest end either. I tried to find a good mix, and you know, like I said, I used some Spectre products. You know, I used JBA, I used Gibson, you know, I used AC Delco stuff. So, you know, I'll describe everything, but right now, I'm happy with the truck. I love the fact that I turned off the AFM DOD system. No more dropping into 4-cylinder mode when you're cruising along and the truck just sounds like it's bogging. We'll see what kind of gas mileage I get out of it, you know, because my gas mileage was really, really bad. It just dropped off to like 12 miles to the gallon all of a sudden, ever since I had that fuel composition issue, which I guess messes with your fuel trims and everything else. So if you see, all I can say to anybody, if you ever see a kind of a dramatic drop off in your fuel economy, go in and have a diagnostic scan done and have them check that fuel composition ratio for the percent alcohol and gas, especially on these flex fuel trucks. I heard if you just top them off here and there and don't fill them all the way up, that somehow that throws that ratio off. It doesn't measure it, it estimates it, and it can throw it off if you just are throwing $10, $20 of gas in it from time to time. So this is just what I've gotten. I just thought maybe it might be helpful to somebody else. You know, something I thought I would try. Just Bolt-Ons I've been doing for the past year and a half. Was it a waste of my money? I don't know. I mean, but right now, the truck's running well. And some of the stuff I put on it, even if I decide to pull the motor at a later date and rebuild it and maybe put a different cam in it, you know, I'm going to need some of this stuff anyhow. So I don't think it's money ill spent. So you make your decision for what you want to do. But right now, I'm happy. So y'all have a good one.